Unity Band. Good morning, Unity. Please rise as you're able and join us in our opening praise songs. And it's my pleasure to welcome back our friend, Lainey Bernstein. Welcome, Lainey. One life living as you and me.
One light shining as you and me. One love loving as you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. One life living as you and me. One light shining as you and me. One love loving as you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. I'm shining from the inside out. I'm so happy. I just want to shout. One life living as you and me. One light shining as you and me. One love loving as you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. One life living as you and me. One light shining as you and me. One love loving as you and me. 'Cause God is all there is.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity of Houston. This is the part of our service right here at the beginning where we get to welcome each other in whatever way feels right to you. Let's do that now.
I'm shining from the inside out. I'm so happy. I just want to shout. One life living as you and me. One light shining as you and me. One love loving as you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. One life living as you and me. One light shining as you and me. One love loving as you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. One life, one light, one love. One life, one light, one love. One life, one life, one love. God is all there is. One life, one life, one love. One life, one light, one love. One life, one light, one love. God is all there is. I'm shining from the inside out. I'm so happy. I just want to shout. One life living as you and me. One light shining as you and me. One love loving as you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. One life living as you and me. One light shining as you and me. One love loving as you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. God is all there is.
God is all there is. All right, Lainey, take it. Another favorite. Thank you for bringing this tune to us, Lainey. This is one we love.
Whatever it is, God's got it. Whatever it is, God is moving every day. God's got it. Whatever it is, I trust in God. Whatever it is, God's got it. Whatever it is, God is moving every day. God's got it. Whatever it is, I trust in God. Let me tell you a little story about how my life got turned around. When I put my heart in God, everything started working out. Every day became a blessing. Whatever's got me stressing, I know God's got my best in mind. Whatever it is, God's got it. Whatever it is, God is moving every day. God's got it. Whatever it is, I trust in God.
Good morning, Unity. My name is Daniel Tibbs, Media Team Lead. The Media Team is a diverse group of volunteers dedicated to inspiring our community and the world with Unity's wonderful services and teachings. There are many ways that you can serve with our team. Live stream operator, screen operator, camera operator, photographer, or content creator. Experience is not required. Training is provided.
It's a fun job, and this is the way we get our message out around the world. Not just here in our local community, but around the world.
Join us to help send out our messages of love. Let's chat in the lobby after the services, or you can contact me through the Unity office.
Or you can email avmanager@unityhouston.org. The sky's the limit, guys. Let us know if you're interested. Thank you.
It's the power of women, united we stand. We're making a difference when we join hands. Hey everybody, it's Karen Drucker coming to you here from San Francisco, and I am so thrilled to be coming back to Unity of Houston because it is about the power of women. I'm doing a wonderful women's retreat on March 22nd, and it's all about giving ourselves permission. I give myself permission to be all I can be. I give myself permission to live passionate and free. So our retreat is going to be about what are you giving yourself permission to be, do, and have. So we're going to be singing a lot, we're going to be laughing, we're going to be discussing, we'll be journaling, we'll just be going through whatever is going on in your heart. We need to talk about our hearts these days. So that's going to be on Saturday, 9:30 to 3. And then on Sunday, I'm going to be there at your church service with my favorite person in the world, Michael Gott. Yes, that's him. How are you, Michael? I'm fine, thank you. So we're going to be singing together on Sunday, and I just hope you'll join us for the whole weekend. So again, it's March 22nd. All the information is on the website of Unity of Houston, and I just really hope you'll join me. We're going to have a great time. So I'm thrilled to be coming back. It's been a long time since I've been there, and I hope to see you there.
So if you've never had the opportunity to be in a Karen Drucker workshop, women, you have an incredible opportunity this Saturday to be a part of the day retreat with Karen Drucker. Not only is she fun and light and energetic, but she also goes deep. And there's wonderful healing that she's able to facilitate in those workshops. So please sign up for we need an exact number. There is a registration required for that women's retreat. And then on Sunday, guys, I want you to be here with us because Karen and I are going to do, we've never done this before. I don't think it's ever been done on this stage. We're going to do a sermon in song. Karen and I have written quite a few songs together. And our newest, we actually wrote a couple of years ago back at the Big Sky Retreat, but we'd kind of set it aside. She has recently recorded it, and she's like, oh, this song is just what we need. So she's coming into town today early so she and I can go in the studio. Thank you, John Edward. And we're going to do that on Friday. But we're going to use that as our title, Love Prevails. With everything going on in the world today, don't we want to believe that love prevails? And so make sure you're here next Sunday. It will be a fabulous experience here at Unity of Houston. What's the other thing I'm talking about today? Couple things. Fun with Friends. This was our very successful social event auction that we did last year where people in the community created wonderful events, some with food, many with food, a lot of good food, and not all though. There were some, I think that one of the most competitively bid on items was a cemetery tour from a 6th generation Houstonian. So really cool things. If you would like to be a part of this wonderful fundraiser for Unity of Houston by hosting an event, please sign up. And I think, where will they be today? Will Donalea be in the lobby? She'll be in the lobby. Donalea Fisher will be able to give you any information about it, but we would love to make this an even bigger success than last year's. I think I'm going to do 3 events, so bid them up, people. I will cook for you. All right, what else is happening? I'm inviting Reverend Stacey Collins to come up and talk about something exciting. Let's give her some love. Don't we love Stacey Collins?
Thank you, thank you. Oh, I'm so happy to be here with you all this morning. You know, Reverend Michael, for the past, I would say several months or so, maybe close to a year, several months, a year, kind of the same thing, has been casting this vision that Unity of Houston is a welcoming island here in the city of Houston, that we are creating a spiritual home for all people. We have a beautiful welcome team that sits out there in the lobby and welcomes newcomers, but we're looking to expand this as well, to encompass some new to Unity meet and greets to help people get connected when they find Unity of Houston. Remember how good it felt when you found Unity of Houston, and how much better that could even be if you have people that support you in getting connected with our programs and activities. So that sounds like something exciting for you. And I'll bring food too. I'll bring food to every single thing we do, I promise, right
She's a
here,
great cook.
right now. We have a sign-up sheet out in the lobby today. I'd be happy to connect with you there. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Stacy. Every year, no, we're not asking for your money today. Every year in the fall, we do a pledge campaign for the upcoming year's budget. And I feel like we just never really gave you the report on how well you did. The 2025 pledge campaign, which we completed at the end of 2024, was the best that we've had since before COVID. We exceeded our goal, and we have over $300,000 more pledged for this year than we did last year. So thank you for that. Amazing. And we had 81 more pledges this year than we had the previous year. So thank you, whoever you 81 people are, thank you for that. And this is the way that it helps us really be good stewards of all of the good that you give and all the ways that we are to serve in the world. Last year, we had some deferred maintenance we had to get to, including, and also some new improvements, like we got these screens. That was through a fundraiser we did. But we spent almost $700,000 on campus repairs and improvements last year. So we need that money. So I'm glad we had a good pledge campaign. But I just want you to know how much we appreciate you. And there is a feeling of vitality and momentum that we have here at Unity, and you're the reason that is happening. So I just want to say thank you for that. If you were not here then and you would still like to be a part of the 2025 pledge, you certainly can. It's on our website. You can go ahead and fill out what you will be giving for the rest of this year. And then we're not going to be asking again until we get to the fall. Thank you so much for your incredible support of Unity of Houston. We couldn't do this without you. It is definitely a we thing, so thank you for that. And I think I want to just take a moment now to welcome anyone who is here for the first time. If that's you, as Stacy was talking about, we have a beautiful welcome team, and you'll see a table in the lobby that has some gift bags with tissue. One of those presents is for you for being present with us today. So stop by there and talk to our wonderful welcome team. If you're watching online, I see both cameras lit up. Oh, is it you, Chip? There we go. There we go. So if you're watching us online and you have not yet filled out an online connection card, we just ask you to do that. It'll only take you a moment. Lets us know who you are, how you found out about us, and whether or not you'd like to be on our email list. I always like to say that wherever you are in your spiritual path, you are most welcome here in this community that we call Unity. Thank you for being with us today. We have a very special presentation today, and I'm going to invite Ken Gale out to tell us more about it.
What do you all? Thank you. As Michael and Stacey were talking about, the vision of a welcoming island is a beautiful vision that connects all of us and opens us to the world. And wanting to be a positive influence in our own world, in our circles of influence, oftentimes healing of our own is necessary. I had the opportunity this past fall to be a part of a remarkable 3-day workshop by an organization called Gender Equity and Reconciliation International. And it was an intense 3 days, but beautiful. And when I finished, I was wondering how it would be possible for me to bring some of that work here to this community. So today, I am very happy to be able to introduce Layla Scott Price, Sarah Flournoy, Tristan Johannes, and Garrett Evans from Jerry, who will be leading a workshop this afternoon. But I invite them up to stage now to tell you a little bit about Jerry and their work.
Thank you so much for having us. You know, every single one of us sitting here has pain from life experience, but not every single one of us here has been told that we have the opportunity to transform that pain into personal power, into the power for good. And it's not every day we come across an opportunity to go through a process that helps that transformation happen. And that's what we're here to do today, is to help you all, just give you a taste to experience that transformation. And I want to be sure to say that if the words gender equity don't strike a chord with you, don't resonate with you, please know that this is about so much more This is about ecology and helping our ailing planet heal. This is about healing racism. This is about spirituality. This is about reclaiming womb wisdom and helping men escape the patriarchal man box. This is about every gender finding a home in the human family. So even if you haven't registered, we hope that you'll join us this afternoon.
So, good morning, everyone. I am Tristan Johannes, and I am all the way from Cape Town, South Africa. So, it is such a delight to be at your community, and we're so looking forward to our time together. And I would like to share a brief quote by Archbishop Desmond Tutu, who said, "The God of any religion outside of time relies on each of us to make the oneness of the human family known and celebrated." And at the Gender Equity and Reconciliation work, we work towards that vision of a beloved community. So if you have not yet registered for our event this afternoon, you are in for a treat, a delicious treat of the heart and soul. And so we really hope that you are able to make it. And we look forward to having you with us. Thank you.
Good morning, Unity. I want to thank you for being a warm and welcoming island of goodness. I really feel that when I walked in this morning. So Ken was asking on Wednesday, he said, well, we're talking about the power for good. And how is Jerry a power for good? So I've been reflecting on that for a few days. For me personally, when I first came to Jerry, I was able to, because the community was so accepting, I was able to feel empowered and become a fuller person, I think, be a more true person, being in the world. And then the other way it's been a power for good for me personally is that I was so surprised that men were in the circle with me and that I could hear from men their stories, and it softened my heart toward men. And it has improved my relationship with my father, with my brother, and with my husband. I'm very grateful. I hope you'll join us.
Thank you. My name is Garrett. I grew up near St. Louis, but live now in Kenya. And as a young man, I was very much grappling with this question of how to really be a man, especially in my relationships with women, and kind of living the joys and challenges of intimate relationships. And it kind of inspired in me a prayer to find some way through between the genders. I think it was out of that prayer that I then came into this work that creates a kind of, we call it an oasis of truth, a place where we can share the sometimes challenging truths of our experience and to meet those together with the power of love and to invite the power of grace to restore the sacred balance of masculine and feminine within us and between us. And so this is the work we've been doing for 32 years in 18 countries and in churches with activists and NGOs and politicians in many different settings. Just last week at the UN Commission on the Status of Women NGO Forum, and just really, really grateful to be here with all of you today and to be able to share that with you as well.
This is the time in our service when we prepare for meditation. May I hear your song, glimpse the divine. May May my heart know your word and my tongue sing your name forever and ever and ever I pray. May I hear your song, glimpse the divine. May my heart know your word and my tongue sing your name forever and ever and ever I pray. Holy, so holy, I surrender to your sacred ways. May I hear your song, glimpse the divine. May my heart know your word and my tongue sing your name forever and ever and ever I pray. May I hear your song.
I invite you to close your eyes if you haven't done so already, and just assume a posture that is comfortable but not so relaxed that we might fall asleep. You might adjust the way you're seated in your chair so you can have a strong spine and a soft belly. You might place your hands on your lap, palms up, if that feels comfortable. But do whatever fits for you for this practice of stillness. And let us begin by bringing all of our awareness to the breath. Without changing the breathing pattern, just notice, how is this exhale? How is this inhale? And if there is any discomfort in the body, you might imagine breathing in healing light energy and sending it to that part of the body. Releasing the pain on the exhale. If there is any mental, emotional pain, we do the same thing. Breathing in the light of God, sending it to any place there is friction or pain. Releasing on the exhale any resentment, criticism, unforgiveness of others or ourselves. And let us get here fully in this moment. Take the breath deeper, slower, fuller. Thoughts will arise. We let them go. We don't judge ourselves for the chatter of the mind. We just notice it. And come back to the breath again and again. And each breath is a physical demonstration of our connection to life. Breathing in the oxygen created through photosynthesis from all of our plant brothers and sisters or siblings. Breathing in the gift of that oxygen. releasing the carbon with our exhalation, which the plant kingdom will again use as this beautiful thing called photosynthesis with sunlight, creating our food, creating more oxygen. We are a part of this cycle with every breath, demonstrating oneness, unity. We're a part of something greater than our individual life. There is a great life which we participate in. And this is only the physical life here on this little planet in this great cosmos. And it demonstrates a deeper truth. There is only one power. That power is God's power. That power is perfect. That power is my power now. In the divine, I live and move and have my being. And in me, the divine lives and moves and has its being. Mother, Father, God, infinite source of all that is, lives in me, and I live in God. And so for a few more breaths, let us rest in this awareness of unity, of connection, of the life that is greater than we are. How good it is to sit in community, to remember this oneness, this one life, and to be filled with the light of God and gratitude. We let it be as it ever was and ever yet shall be. Amen and amen.
It's one power invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. It's one power indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth. It's as simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baola, angel's wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, one power, one power. We speak so many languages, different clothing, different colors, different names. But different is only dangerous when we forget that in our hearts we're all the same. We remember when we close our eyes to see that such distances were never meant to be. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Ula, Ba'ula, Hashem, or Heaven's Door. It's Muhammad, it's your mind, it's your soul, and it's your sign. It's the universe, it's music, Mother Earth and Father Time. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? Whatever name you give it, it's the very air we breathe. Oh, it's the power of the love in you and me. One power, one power, one power, one power, one power, one power. It's the moment of creation. It's the everlasting peace. It's the freedom of forgiveness. It's the sweetness of release. It's the joy of inspiration. It's the sunshine on your face. It's the birthright of all nations. It's the boundlessness of space. It's the beauty of a baby in the serenity of sleep. It's the anger we abandon for its love that's most deep. It's one power, It's the power of the love that is forever in you and me. It's the power of love in you and me. One power, one power, one power.
Lady B, I love you. Oh, I love that song, and I love the way you sing it, Lainey. I sing that song too, and I have the same reaction. There's just something so tender about that realization. We're so divided. We're so isolated. We're so separated that we forget that that's all false. The great truth is we're all one. One life, one power, one light, and we're a part of it. This is the thing that makes us so different from most Christian churches. While we happily exist in the household of Christianity and we are followers of the teachings of Jesus, but not so much the religion that was built after and around him, which is about dualism, good versus evil, we hold it very differently. We're much more akin to Hinduism and Buddhism in this understanding that there is only one thing happening. It is this thing called life. And we're a part of it. And everything that feels like separation, it's a mistake, an error thought, as our founder, Charles Fillmore, would have put it. We've been bamboozled by the illusion of separation. I have no idea if this is close to what I was putting in my talk today or not, but I was so inspired. I just want to share that. I have a joke to get me back on track, because you know every sermon has to have a joke, 3 points, and a poem. I love this one. Channel surfing, and ended up on a show for about 10 minutes, and this lady was talking. She was giving this list of really fun things to do. And then I realized it was one of those religious channels, and she was reading a list of sins. So, if you're new to Unity, you're never going to get a list of sins here. We trust you to work out your own choices. We teach that it's really about freedom. That is the birthright of every living soul, as Ernest Holmes said. We're here to experience a life of complete freedom in spirit, in God. Now, of course, that means that we harm no one. Because our freedom, our spiritual freedom, will never bring harm to another soul. I'm so grateful for this teaching that empowers our authentic expression that we are. You know, we do use the term children of God, but I think expression of the infinite is a better term to understand who and what we are. We are eternal, deathless, birthless, changeless spirit who are now incarnate. We're having this thing called human experience, and it's got some texture. Have you noticed? It's got some things that go, oh, that. I'm so grateful for you being here to do this work this afternoon. I hope everyone is able to come and be a part of this, because healing those childhood wounds, that's the work of a lifetime, or maybe many lifetimes. There is a strong belief in reincarnation in our teaching. I don't know, I don't remember, but something like that. I mean, I've had experiences where I go, I think that this is not my first time on the merry-go-round, but I don't know. I do know that this lifetime that we have now is our opportunity to heal old pain and to rediscover the truth of who and what we are and experience freedom. Because all of us are carrying around beliefs, well, not you, I mean everybody else here is carrying around old false beliefs and limiting ideas, false identities. And we've had to do that to survive. I just finished the first draft, the last chapter of my memoir, which I wasn't planning on writing a memoir. There are things I was not planning on telling you all about, believe it or not. But I knew that I wanted to write this book, and it's coming together. And boy, that's, I'll give you the title if you want to hear it. Do you want to hear what it's called? It's called There Is Only Love. And the subtitle is How a Good Little Gay Boy Survived Christian Fundamentalism and Held On to God. It'll be a good read, I'm telling you. And I've spent a lot of time exploring my religious abuse that I suffered in that particular spiritual tradition called Christian fundamentalism. And how all of that pain was the doorway into freedom. You know, and growing up in that world, the two worst things you could be were gay and an alcoholic. Check one, check two. And both of those things have been doorways, portals into a life of freedom. So that's really what I'm talking about today, I think. There's a quote from Ernest Holmes, the founder of our sister denomination, Centers for Spiritual Living. He was also, his magnum opus is called The Science of Mind, and it's a wonderful book, first written in 1929, but then with a new edition in the 30s, and that's the one that most people use. But he says this: there is a power for good in the universe greater than you are, and you can use it. And that's really the essence of what we teach here. There is one power, one infinite source, greater than I have currently embodied or understood about myself being, and I can use this power to heal my own life. I can use this power to heal all aspects of my life, my finances, my relationships, my body. Almost all of the founders of the New Thought movement, of which Unity is a part, use this power to physically heal their own bodies Myrtle Fillmore had tuberculosis. And she got a hold of this teaching in the 1880s. And she began to have this conversation with her own body. And she said, I'm a child of God, and therefore I do not inherit sickness. You got some good genes. You're part of the divine. And for months, she had this conversation. She forgave the parts of her body that she had been holding in judgment and healed her body through this power. And she's just one of many who have had this experience of healing of all types. And so there are 3 points. I promised you 3 points today. The first is to discover the power. The second is to use the power. And the third is to let this power use you for the healing of us all. So Candace did a teaching for the Sunday Connections class a few weeks ago, and it's a model that I've used many times. I've done sermon series on it in the past, but I haven't talked about it from here on Sunday, the stage here on Sunday, in quite a while. It's called the 4 stages of consciousness, or the 4 kingdoms of consciousness. There are 2 different sources for this material, but I like the way Michael Beckwith sort of shorthands it. The first is to me. It's a stage of consciousness of, sometimes we might call it victim consciousness. Everything is happening to me. It's a very powerless state. The second kingdom, or the consciousness level that we attain, is by me. I discover this power that I'm talking about today. And I begin to speak my word and transform conditions. And at this stage, people sometimes get sort of beginner's luck around this whole manifestation technology, and they get the 4 Ps. You know what those are? Princes, palaces, 3. Princes, palaces, and parking places. And it works. We begin to work differently with the energies of life and manifest and create, demonstrate a truth known and embodied in us will demonstrate as our life experience. It's a powerful place to be. And that's where our teaching was really born in the 1800s. This idea that we can access this power. But that's only 2 of the 4 stages of consciousness. From there, we can go into the through me, that the divine wants to live and express and give its good to the world through me. And the final kingdom of consciousness is as me, where the individualized persona disappears completely and we are simply in the oneness, God living as me. So before you get too freaked out or grading yourself on that, I want to tell you, we're more like a blob existing in all 4 at the same time. But it's the center of gravity of where are the consciousness, not on just our best days, but averaging all together. Where do we live? And I think you probably wouldn't be at a unity church this morning if you were center of gravity at the victim level. If you were still in that place where you believed yourself to be at the whims of fate. That is a bad place to be. And I was there for many, many years. But I didn't come to church. They found me singing in a bar in Dallas, Texas in 1993. But they paid me, so I came to the Center for Spiritual Living in Dallas, and I began to get this teaching, and I learned about this power for princes, palaces, and parking places, and began to work with it, fixed my money, got things going pretty well. I found that there was a way for me to regain agency, to know the power of my choice, and to go. The portal from Kingdom 1 to Kingdom 2 is to release victimhood and blame. Anybody ready to do that today? And here's the thing. I've been in this teaching now for 33 years. Had my first therapy session at 19. It was a little late, but I got there. I've been doing this work for a long time, and sometimes I still find myself back there. It would all be all right if they weren't doing that. About 10 minutes of the news, and I can be right back in Kingdom 1. Now, I do watch the news. I don't know if this is going to be in a sermon later or not, but I had a sort of an insight that came to me. There are 3 things I need to be doing about the world of form right now. I need to be aware. So I spend about 10 minutes a day. First thing I do in the morning, look at the New York Times headlines. That's my practice, just to make sure that nothing has really blown up that's going to need my attention to change my sermon for the day. The second thing I need to do is listen to my intuitive mind and ask this question, what is mine to do about the world of form? And listen to see if there's some guidance there. And the third thing I want to do is be aware of the emergent, precious, fleeting gifts that are here in this world of form. When's the last time you held a newborn? Moments like that. Maybe not that exactly, but you can have moments every day that are precious and vulnerable and gifts if we're able to be conscious. Some of us want to just check out of the world of form, say, this is all illusion, I'm not a part of it, but we are. We're a part of this world. See, I distracted myself. Where was I? Yes, releasing victimhood and blame and moving into Kingdom 2. And it's a great place to be, but here's the thing, my beloveds. You're not meant to control the universe. It's exhausting. You don't have to control everything. And so there is a portal from Kingdom 2 into greater freedom from the by me, where I begin to declare my word and make everything the way I want it, to through me. It's called surrender. And many of us have experienced it at the end of an addiction, where we get to this place where we find ourselves on our knees and unable to make it work anymore. We surrender. We surrender to a higher power. And that portal takes us back through powerlessness, but in a different way. It's not the powerlessness of victimhood. It's a powerlessness of not giving up, but giving over. Giving over my need to control other people and places and things. Opening to possibility that I don't even have to plan or figure out. That this thing called life is so powerful and so good that it knows how to use all of me for good, even the parts that I still judge and criticize. If I surrender, then I am in this place where God can simply use me. Use me. Oh God, I stand for you. And here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. That's Kingdom 3. That's the place of moving our egoic desires aside and saying, what can happen through me today for good? There was a quote I wanted to, a very famous quote that I wanted to share about the healthy side of Kingdom 2, though, before I get to it. Mary Morrissey does a deep teaching on this, which I love, from Emerson, his gardener, Henry David Thoreau, and from his seminal work, Walden. Near the end of that, he says this. Wrong one. There we go. Here's Thoreau. If one advances confidently in the direction of his dreams and endeavors to live the life which he has imagined, he will meet with a success unexpected in common hours. He will put some things behind, will pass an invisible boundary. New, universal, and more liberal laws will begin to establish themselves around and within him. Or the old laws will be expanded and interpreted in his favor in a more liberal sense. And he will live with the license of a higher order of beings. The question in Kingdom 2 that will continue us up this spiral is say, what do I want? What do I want to experience in terms of freedom, in terms of fulfillment? What do I want? It's a beautiful, healthy place to be. And some of us, you don't skip any of the stages of conscious evolution. And so what I'm encouraging you to do, wherever you are on this scale, to just be in that space of openness and ask the deep, truthful questions. What do I want? And that will begin to reveal your dreams and the direction. I'm so grateful that my sweet little dad never once said, you should get a job that's going to pay. He recognized I had a musical talent and said, just follow your dreams. I support you 100%. Both my parents did that. And it led me to some funky places and some really terrible gigs, but some good ones too. It began the journey I knew I wanted to do music. And I followed that, and I began to explore, and I was pretty ambitious. I'm an Enneagram 3. I would sell and market myself pretty well. And I did. I began to grow in skill and experience. I used these teachings. You know, I was singing in a bar, as I mentioned, when the minister found me. I tell this all the time, but I know some of you are new, and it's part of my shtick. So it was a happy hour. There was nobody in the bar, Michael's Piano Bar in Cedar Springs in Dallas, and there was nobody there but me and him, but he was applauding. I was like, oh, nice. And then on my break, he came over and put a $5 tip in the fishbowl, and I thought, wow, he's going to ask me out. And instead, he asked me to sing at his church. And I thought, what kind of a church has a minister go to a gay piano bar to try and find talent? I may have found my church. 33 years later, I was right. I began to take these teachings up and to practice them. Oh, that word, practice. Because we have these layers of old belief and ideas about who we are, it's not a one-and-done deal. You don't just suddenly think prosperity and you demonstrate it. No, you actually have to work on rewiring the neural pathways. You have to work on releasing, identifying, like we say sometimes in the recovery world, I discover, uncover, and discard. Discover there is a pattern of thought and behavior that is limiting me. Uncover it. Where does this come from? And then discard it. Let it go. But I did that work, and I began to move in the direction of my dreams. I even recorded a song of that title, which you can find on Spotify and all the platforms where you can stream music. Free on YouTube. I'm not plugging myself, but I'm still a 3, so what can I tell you? But there came a point in my life where something began to turn. Like, I was tired. I was ready for the next, and I didn't know what it was, but I knew that something was calling me in a different way. And it might be ministry. Oh, I hope not. I hope it's not that. Anything but that. But my minister, Reverend Peter in Dallas, God had chased me down so far, it had actually built a seminary in my home church. And my minister's like, you need to be taking these classes. And like, I do not. And I said a bad word to her. I don't mind telling you. I won't tell you, but I'll tell you afterwards. So I don't know. I've got a good job. I don't want to do ministry. But it planted a seed. A few months later, I was at a conference in Atlanta, and they were having a Q&A about the seminary. And I thought, I just found myself in there, me and one other guy. And the dean of the school said, Michael Gott, because she knew my music, said, what are you doing here? And I said, well, I'm not sure, but I think this might be the next indicated step of my journey. And as soon as I heard myself say it, I knew it was true, and I was like, oh, man. And I resisted it, but I knew it was right. So have you ever done one of those things where you're moving forward, but you don't want to? I did that for 2 years in seminary. Why am I doing this? And then came a moment of surrender. I was doing a memorial service for a friend's mother. I didn't know the woman, but my friend, I knew obviously, but not her mom. But see, I didn't want to be a minister because I was afraid that I was too human for it. I make too many mistakes. And people project all kinds of weird expectations on us once they put that R-E-V in front of the name, and I didn't want any part of that. Just wanted to be Michael. But people kept telling me that there was the mantle of ministry, it was upon me. And I was like, what? I don't know what that means. But some part of me, on that day, when I stood there behind that podium and I just read the obituary, I just said some words that made sense to me about the ongoing nature of life. I shared some of the stories about this woman that had been given to me to talk about. And I felt it. I felt that, from the dawn of human time, we've needed people to stand in that moment of grief and loss and transition and remind us of the deeper truth and connection. I felt it. And I stopped resisting. I surrendered and went from the portal from by me to through me. And I wrote a song around that time. It said, here I am, a vessel to be used Whatever Spirit needs of me, I will be, I will be, I will be. And I quit resisting and somehow ended up here in front of you this morning. Oh, thank you. I'll pay you later, Lorna. Some of you may not be as happy as others are about that. But... And I don't know. I don't know what's going to come next. I just know I'm here. This is where I'm supposed to be. And I'm going to keep surrendering. Keep trusting that that power that knows how to keep the galaxies rotating and our sun spinning every day knows what it's doing as Michael God. Except when I get in there and muck it up. When I don't trust that there is a greater power, a power for good in this universe greater than I am, and it can use me. Very little of what I wrote here is what I've given you today, but it's about time to wrap it up. Yeah. The great mystery is that the true power of life enters us through our human powerlessness. And I don't understand it, but that is the truth. It's when our egoic and logical mind has gotten to the end of its ability to figure it out. And when we get to that place and we just say, use me. Whatever you need of me, I will be. The way will be made. And I was going to say, I hope it doesn't end up here, but it might. Or another place like that. Maybe something you have been resisting. But I will tell you, it's going to be right. And it's going to be good. It's going to be so good. Because when we get out of the way, Katie, bar the door. What is that? That's an old phrase. My mom used to say, Katie, bar the door. Unbar the door. Let God have you. Let life sing its song through you. Because what's wanting to happen, and here's the thing, going back to my joke, I wasn't planning on tying back to that, but I did used to think that if I'm going to be walking a spiritual life, I don't get to do anything fun anymore. All those fun things don't get to happen. It's not the truth at all. I'm free to live the life that is truly, authentically mine to live. And that is when we're most useful to God. If no one has told you today that that is true for you, that there is a beautiful life of freedom and fulfillment already within you, if you let it happen, I'm here to tell you that. And if no one has told you today that they love you, I love you. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you. If you don't know this lovely soul, this is our executive minister, Reverend Stacy Collins, and she did a beautiful thing this past week. She did a training for our new members, an orientation. I invite you to stay for this if you can. I know it's almost 11:59, but please, this is a beautiful ceremony we do a couple times a year to welcome people into actual membership in our community. So please, let's welcome them together. And Stacy, I'm handing it over to you.
Yes, so I just want to say what an honor it is to be in this new member class with all of you on Tuesday. And if you are wanting some inspiration, I invite you to crash our next orientation, even if you are a new member, because something so beautiful happens in there. We ask the question, what is your favorite thing about unity? And invariably, it's such an inspirational, the answers very widely, but they say the one thing. People feel inspired and accepted and loved here to work on their own spiritual transformation. They found a safe place to land, and they want to commit themselves to this community. And this group of people is no exception. So as I read your name, would you please stand? We have Anthony Robertson. Thank you, Anthony. Ashley Jones.
Stay standing.
Stay standing, please. Yes, Brianna Jones. Carolyn Davis. Rick Olvera. And Thaddeus Davis. And Many of you know that our ministry reaches around the world on our live stream as well. And so we have two members, Christina Baggett from Portola, California, who's watching today, and Jamie Finn from Colorado Springs, Colorado. And we welcome you into membership.
Today, you stand before our community and you say you are ready. You are ready to step into full partnership with us as we reveal God's vision for Unity of Houston. You have committed yourself to be a part of this wondrous journey. You have offered your time, your talent, and your financial support to the work, and I just want to say thank you for that. I'm going to now ask you a series of questions, and if this feels right, I'm going to ask you with a deep truth-telling to say, I will. Will you bring yourself to our community with open mind, open heart, and open hands? Will you give of the good God has given you, knowing that by doing so you place yourself firmly in the stream of divine blessing? When you are troubled by something you see or hear in our community, will you first go within in prayer and self-inquiry? And if more is needed, and if not resolved, then go to the person directly for open, clear conversation where you remain undefended and responsible. And if more is needed, will you then come to our leadership with your concerns? Thank you. Carl Rogers, the great American psychologist, said that what I am is always enough if I'm willing to be it openly. Will you let us see you? Will you show us who you are in all your magnificence and your struggles? Will you let us love you exactly as you are? I want you to now face the community. And community, if you would extend your hands to our new members and repeat after me. Thank you. Thank you for bringing your gifts to our community. The light of God shines brightly within you. We see you. We honor you. We love you. We want to know you. And we bless you as you join us on our spiritual journey. Let's give them some love. Thank you, new members. Thank you. So after the service, the ministers and the board will be going, we're having a little luncheon with our new members, so there'll be no receiving line today, and I'm going to get to know you all so much. Thank you for being with us. And now, Stacy, back to you.
To me. You know, there isn't a Sunday that goes by at Unity that I'm not touched and inspired to be a part of this community. And as we go into our offering blessing, some of you, it's very familiar. If you've said it a million times. But one thing we always talk about as we share our financial gifts, we call it by its name of divine love, and that it moves through us. So all of our good that we share through our volunteering, through our financial good, through just simply being a presence of light in this community, this is the divine speaking through each and every one of us. I want you to feel that that is source, divine, universe, all moving through you in this moment as you say this with me. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all the good I am and have, all the good I give and receive, and so it is.
Now that I've composed myself after one power, let's have a little fun. This is Burning Into the High by my girl, Amy Steinberg, who is so creative, bright, and brilliant. And I am so grateful for Daniel Nahmod and Amy Steinberg and all the people who have written new thought music for us to enjoy. Under the surface, beneath the wake, in the cold black quiet of my deepest place, there's a pressure moving, and the winds above they whirl. It's the sands of time turning me into a pearl. I'm not afraid to face the fire, to walk to the top of the highest peak. And when my feet become weak and tired, I will flex my faith, let go, and leave. The harvest healing feels its feeling, breaking the ceiling and moving into the sky. And the greatest
microphone.
Thank you all so much for being here. After service today, we have Family Fun Day in Mullet Hall. So if you're a family that likes to have fun, then you're invited. They have crafts and a lunch for you. And then at 1 o'clock in the Pyramid, our very special Gender Equity and International Workshop today. And I was so touched by your sharing. Thank you all so much for being here. You all have a profound experience, no doubt, if you attend that. Midweek at Unity this week with the beautiful and dynamic Christina Connor. So happy to have her sharing her gifts and talents with us. This month in March, we are recruiting for our Unity Prayer Partners program and also offering you the opportunity to sign up to receive monthly prayer calls if that's something that calls to you. We have a table in the lobby that you can find out more information about both of those. Next week is our annual meeting directly after service right here in the sanctuary. And for more information about all these activities and so much more, go to unityhouston.org. Our prayer partners will be available down front. Oh, and here come our kids. Yeah.
Wow.
Or you and me are going to say something.
Okay. Oh my gosh, what did you make today?
We were making like what we love and what's special to us.
That's beautiful. You obviously love kitties. Yeah. What is it?
We're doing something like what we love, so I put all my favorite animals like sharks and cats.
All right, well, hold it up high so people out there can see it. Aren't they amazing and creative? Uh-oh, I'm running over children. And what did you guys do? What is it?
We made leprechauns, and leprechauns are full of magic.
Oh, so are you, Hageman girls. You sure are. This is why we do this work. This is why we continue to give and support this community, to give these children that full of magic feeling that we know that they are. Beautiful. Thank you, kids. I invite everyone to stand as you're able as we sing our peace song to close our service.
Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let me walk with my family in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me.
Join me now in speaking the words of our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And today we proclaim God is good all the time. Woohoo! This is here. I know you're working.
It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful